Everybody, this is Jim with Harvest Harmonics, and today I want to talk to you about everybody's favorite topic, math, or numbers and economics and all those fun stuff. Now, this episode is, of course, the successful farmer, and it's not for accountants. I mean, even though our CEO is a very well qualified accountant, um, the object here is not to have a show for accountants, is to have a show for farmers. Now, when we talk to farmers, and we ask them, what is the most important thing for you to improve about your farm? I would say at least 70 to maybe 80% of the farmers we talk to mention that they most want to improve yield. They want to increase the output of their farm. They want to get more pounds or tons or bushels or whatever they unit of measurement. They want to get more per acre because at the end of the day, that's what puts money in their pocket. That is what um, creates income for them. And of course, it makes sense, right? The more you produce, the more revenue you have coming in. So today, I want to just start this presentation and start the show by really throwing out a number there: $47,500 per acre, or per hectare, I should say. Sorry, per hectare. So that translates to $20,000 per acre. So I want to ask you guys, do I have your attention yet? Does that grab your attention? If you're looking for extra yield and extra top line revenue, what does that mean for you? What does you know $47,000 per hectare mean? What does $20,000 per acre mean to you? How much what does that translate to you guys? 'Cause at the end of the day, we have farmers that are getting those numbers. It's not just a pie in the sky. In fact, if you don't believe me, if you don't have your attention yet of $20,000 or 10,000 or 5,000 or $10,000 per acre, let me just actually show you. Let me show you some of the examples. So I'm going to um, showcase my screen here, and I'm going to just show you this one slide here. I just want to show you the slide. So in this particular farm, now this is a cherry farm. Of course, cherries are nice. They're a high value crop, and when you can get them right, they are a huge money maker. Okay, so $46,953 is what we made this farmer on per acre, per hectare, excuse me, per hectare. Now a hectare is 2.5 acres, so that translates into roughly 20,000 or about $18,500 per acre more in terms of excess yield. Now, we did this extra profitability for in two different ways because there's two factors here that you should pay attention to. The first factor is, yes, we increased his yield by 25% on our test field versus the same field that we used as a control. So 25% more production on the Kiminasi field versus control on this cherry farm. Now, of course, cherries is a very high value crop, as I mentioned. And when you take a 25% increase in overall production, that translates to about 5,000 kilograms more on the treated field versus the untreated field. And this is on a per hectare. This is not a 50-acre block or a 100-acre farm or the entire 300-acre farm. This is per hectare. Okay, I got to remember to keep it in hectares because this was in South America, but per hectare. So imagine you're growing. Your standard baseline production is 18,700 kilograms per hectare, and we boosted up by 5,000 to 23,453 grams per hectare, kilograms per hectare. That's a 25% increase in production. So just on the top, just by increasing the volume of production, we're making this farmer a ton of money. But it doesn't stop there. Not only did we increase production by 25% on this farm, we increased the quality of those cherries. So the cherries were a better quality. They were larger, they were sweeter, they had a better overall profile. And when the farmer went to market and sold these cherries, he sold them for $1 more per kilogram than his normal crops. So think about it for a second. You're getting better quality and increased quantity. That's a win-win situation. That's a win for everybody eating these cherries and eating the product too. Okay, this is not just a matter of let's produce a ton more production and it's all very low quality that nobody would want to eat if they had the choice. These are high quality, and he's able to sell these for more money. So the combination of increased quantity of 5% more production and increased quality of getting $1 more per kilogram means that on a per hectare basis, this farmer is making $953 more per hectare. And again, when you do the calculations of calculating it out per acre, that's about $18,900 per acre. Do I have your attention yet, guys? If you're looking to improve your overall quantity, and you want to improve profitability, that number should excite you. I mean, we're not talking about a small amount. We're not talking about eking out a 1 or 2% increase in yield. We're not talking about eking out, we paid for this new product and now we got a return on our investment of maybe double, oh, we paid a few $100s per acre and now we're getting a few $100s more in production. So we make a little bit of extra money. We're talking about a return on investment that this farmer made of well over, let me do the calculations here. I believe it was 40 times. I believe it was well over 40 times. So imagine getting a 40 times return on your investment. If that doesn't excite you guys, I don't know what will. If you guys are honest and you're being sincere and you say, we really want to increase our production, but we want to see better quality too, then you have to jump on board with this technology. This is not a technology that's like an extra fertilizer that does a little bit better than previous fertilizers. It's not a fungicide that kills the funguses a little bit better than other funguses. It's not an insecticide that gets a little bit better in killing insects. This is a completely organic solution that's dramatically increasing the overall metabolism and health of the plant. So, do I have your attention? Does that sound exciting to you? An extra $20,000 per acre. Now, you may be saying to yourself, okay, Jim, okay, you picked your best result, you picked the highest crop, okay, I got it, but am I really going to see that result on my farm? Well, maybe yes, maybe no, but just so you don't think it's a fluke, let me show you another example here. I'm going to go back to my screen here, and I'm going to show you same slideshow. Let's go from the cherries and let's go to dairy production. Okay. Now you're asking yourself, Jim, I thought you had a product for agriculture for vegetables. What does this have to do with dairy and cows? Well, this particular farmer took us up on our offer and he decided he was going to water his pasture, the grass itself that the dairy cows are grazing on. See, he takes his dairy cows and he has them graze along pastures. And of course, like all cattle, they rotate the fields because eventually the cattle are going to eat all the grass and then they have to rotate to a different area. Otherwise, it'll kill all the grass. So what he noticed is after 3 months of watering with Kiminasi Plant Booster, just watering the grass, not even directly doing anything with the cows, he reduced his overall rotation time from 30 days down to 16 days. What does that mean? That means that he doesn't have to rotate that herd of cattle across such a large area because the grass is growing back twice as fast. It doesn't take as long for that grass to come back up. And now, obviously, you're looking at the slide, you're thinking, what does that have to do with milk production? Over a 3-month period, this farmer has 24 dairy cows. It's not a large operation, but he's got 24 dairy cows. Okay. Now, over a 3-month period, the dairy cows increased their milk production by a total of 6 liters per cow per day, or a total of 140 liters of milk per day for his whole herd, just by watering the pastures with Kiminasi. Now, if we take 3 liters or 3.75 liters, and that's a gallon of milk, when you translate that into pounds, that's about 11 pounds. 11 pounds. So 6 liters per cow is almost 20 pounds of milk. So you do your own calculations. If you're able to get, for your milk, if you're able to get, $3, $4 a pound, and you're making $30, 20 more pounds, you make about 50 to 60 pounds of milk per cow or dollars of milk per cow more than you're already making. Now you have a big dairy operation, you multiply that by 100 cows or 1,000 cows, and you're talking about a daily increase in production of maybe even hundreds or thousands of dollars for a one investment just by watering the grass that your cows are grazing on. Now, what we did some tissue analysis of the grass just to find out what the nutrient density differences were. And what we saw is that the grass had 20% more dry matter. They had a greater abundance of calcium, potassium, iron, manganese, zinc, and fiber. Again, all this translates into a better overall health and nutritional value of the grass so that when the cows are grazing on it, they have more health themselves because they're eating higher nutrition and they produce more milk. This actually goes back to the actual purpose of our company. Again, we're not a company that's just looking to sell products or make a lot of money on farmers. Our mission is to help every man, woman, and child on this planet eat healthier fruits and vegetables and eat healthier food. And the cow example is a perfect example of what happens when you eat better nutritional stuff. The cows produce more milk. Humans have a better metabolism, and of course, they're going to be healthier. And in the days of COVID, which we're in the middle of right here, obviously we know how important good health is. That's the entire mission of Harvest Harmonics. We want to help people eat healthier food. And we want to help farmers make a lot more money producing that healthy food so that we can all not only have healthier food, but the farmers can make a good living for their family as well. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know in the chat. I'm happy to answer these for you as I go through some of these examples. And we can do one-on-one consultations like this on your farm. We can show you exactly how much more money you can make by using Luminosity Plant Booster. And of course, we can also show you the different ways that we're helping farmers increase not only the quantity, but the quality of fruits and vegetables that they're producing. So let's take a look here. Again, if you have questions or comments, please type them in the chat here. We'd love to talk with you. But I want to show you another example, just so you don't think, okay, you show me one or two examples. These are not flukes, folks. We're getting yield increases like this on a regular basis. Let's take a look at a third example here, and this was on blueberries. Okay, let me go from milk over to blueberries. Now, just so you guys know, this is not a small little farm that's got maybe a few acres of blueberries. This is the largest blueberry grower in South America, and they reported on our trial last year a 10% increase in the overall size of blueberries. Now, if you've ever had frozen blueberries and you've ever opened up a bag of blueberries and you see these tiny little pebble size, almost like pea size blueberries, and you're thinking, oh, great, they're blueberries, but they're really, really tiny, they're really small. Well, that's not what you want as a consumer, and that's definitely not what you want as a grower. Growers make more money when you have nice, big, flat, plump, juicy blueberries, right? And so, what this grower, who's again one of the largest growers in South America and maybe the world, increased the overall size of their blueberries by 10% on the test field versus control. Now, in addition to that, they also noticed a better Brix to acidity ratio. And that just means sweeter fruit. So if you've ever had blueberries that were really tart and not very sweet, that's why. It doesn't have enough sugar content because those bushes that the blueberries came from didn't generate the energy that it needed to produce more glucose and more sugar for those blueberries. Again, the farmer here noticed that there is better Brix to acidity ratio, so it was a sweeter blueberry. And to cap it all off, the farmer also told us that they had less bruising after freezing and a better overall shelf life, which means less damage and more product actually getting from the farm to the supermarket or to your table. There's a lot of food that's being wasted in agriculture because the farmer produces the food and it just does not have the longevity to withstand the trip that it has to go from South America to the United States or wherever it might be coming from to get to your table. And there's a tremendous amount, probably 30 to 40% of all the food produced around the world is completely lost due to sustainability, to shelf life issues. So we're helping with that too by making the fruit healthier and stronger so that it will last longer. And of course, that means that less of that fruit is going to be wasted. But from a practical standpoint, this farmer made an extra $12,497 per acre, or per hectare, excuse me, again. But there again, that's about $4,800 per acre. So again, I'll ask you, $4,800 per acre. Do I have your attention? Now think about it. If you've got a 100-acre farm, that's almost $500,000 in additional revenue to what you're already doing. And it's not like you're going to have a lot of costs. You're not going to have to increase your input costs. You're not putting more bushes out there necessarily. You're not incurring a lot of the expenses that you would normally expect to pay. Now, with some crops like blueberries and strawberries and stuff, you may have some labor issues, but you're still going to be making a lot more money than you otherwise would because the quality is going to be better and the quantity and production is going to be better. So, how does that sound to you? If I told you that if you invest a few $100s, let's say I'm gonna make the number higher than what we're charging. Let's say if I said if you give me $500 right now, I'll give you 5,000. And then how many of you guys would be rushing to find $500? I would assume most of you. If you really knew and understood what this technology is doing and how it's working and the results we're seeing on farms all over the place, you would be rushing for that $500 because it's going to generate 10,000 or 5,000. That's a 10 times return on your investment. Now again, Do I have your attention? There aren't any inputs that can promise this because this is not an input. This is not a chemical or a fertilizer or some nitrogen, or it's not something that's taking care of a small piece of that puzzle. It's improving the entire metabolism of the plant. When you can do that, you're going to get results that are far and away much more beneficial and much better than you're seeing on a common input. Because here you're not talking about, oh, I'm just putting extra NPK in the soil. It's almost like you're taking NPK, extra biologicals, increasing photosynthesis efficiency, improving, the overall insect resistance, and doing the entire, running the entire gamut. So we see these numbers like 20, 30, 40% increases in yield. So again, guys, how many guys out there would trade a $500 bill for 5,000? How many of you guys would trade $1,000 for 10,000? How many of you guys would trade 10,000 to get 100,000? And how many of you guys that are big players in the game here would trade $100,000 for a return of $1 million? Those are the kind of numbers that we're seeing on farms all over the world. And those are the kind of numbers I want to see on your farm, and I don't care if you're a small farm and you're thinking I'll never get $1 million. Hey, if you're a small farm, you got 10 acres, and you say, well, why not? Why not increase those 10 acres by 5,000? That's an extra $40,000 in your pocket. Let's just assume labor and everything else factored in. That's another $35,000 to $40,000 in your pocket every year for an investment that's a fraction of that. And I mean a fraction of that. Imagine if you can invest $3,000, $5,000 and get a return on 35,000, 50,000, or even more. Those are the kind of numbers that we're seeing with Cheminoxic Plant Booster. So I'm kind of have been used to, when I'm talking to farmers, underplaying and downplaying the results that we get because no farmer believes it. They haven't seen anything like this technology before, so they don't believe that something like this is even possible. So that's just something that I want you guys to understand, that this is not an input. It's not just nitrogen. It's not just NPK. It's not just something that will handle a quick fix part of your, it's not extra manganese. It's not even biological. And I'm not even putting any of these systems down, any of these approaches, because all of these things have been beneficial and are obviously helping farmers. But just imagine something that can do all of this for a fraction of what you're going to get out of it. Now, I sometimes hear people say, well, I want to get $35,000 per acre, but I don't want to pay any money for it. Me too. I would love to see that. That's why people play the lottery. They want to exchange a $3 of their own money for a lottery ticket and hope they win, you know, 20 million, 100. What is it now? 300 million, something like that. I don't know what the lottery is now, but people want to take a $3 ticket and win $3 million, and it's they keep playing the lottery. They keep spending these small amounts of money, the $3, right? And what happens? They don't win the lottery, but they keep playing the lottery, but they don't win. So the reality is there's no free lunch, guys. I wish there was. I wish we had our system where we could sell it for $1 an acre, but that's not what this technology is, and it doesn't work that way. The reality is this technology, it does so many different things in terms of the overall plant health and overall yield that you're not comparing this to just a fertilizer. A fertilizer can't do everything that the Cheminoxic plant booster does. And I don't want to undersell that, because the reality is, yes, it requires some investment. If you want to make an extra $35,000 an acre, you might have to invest a few $100s an acre. It might have to require that. But the reality is you're already doing it. You're already spending a ton of money on fertilizer. You're already spending a ton of money on labor. You're already spending a ton of money on insecticides and other chemicals. You may be investing a ton of money on biologicals. Heck, a lot of you guys are even investing a lot of money on drones and water sensors and all these other things that are costing hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, just to get a little bit of an increase. That 3% or 5% or even 10% increase. But we're not talking about that, guys. We're talking about something that's going to increase your yield by 20, 30, 40%. I've seen increases over 100% on some farms. This is not just a small fix. And you know what? Heck, I'll show you another example. I would love just to explain and show you. So we just showed you the blueberries. How about this blueberry farmer in Chile? This is a different blueberry farmer altogether. He's making 56% more exportable blueberries. Now they get paid almost twice as much for exported blueberries as they do local blueberries. So he almost doubled his profit just by increasing the quality of the blueberries to the point where he could export them to other countries. And for the local blueberries growers in here in the states who are saying, who are kind of cursing some of these South American growers or other growers because they're producing all this fruit, well, these guys are jumping on the board with this technology and they're increasing their yield and their quality. And I want to see you guys get the same result. I want to see you guys produce even better quality than what they're getting in South America. And I want you guys to be able to be profitable too. So please, we want to talk to you. But just so you don't think it's all berries and blueberries and everything else, let's take a look at peppers. Okay, this is an aji panca pepper. It's a spicy pepper that's used in seasoning. Now, this particular grower um, increased his production versus control by 97%, almost 100%. He almost doubled his yield this year. Now, when I talk about doubling his yield, I'm talking about by weight. Now, what does that mean? That means that by using the Kiminasi plant booster, the peppers, yes, he did produce more peppers. It was about 20% more peppers than his control field. But more than just the number of peppers, the peppers themselves were thicker, they were denser, they were much heavier. They're about twice as heavy, and as a result, he increased his overall production by weight by almost double, by 97%. In fact, I want to actually show you. I don't want to bog this down, but I want to show you here a different presentation where I want to show you the picture of what the peppers look like. So bear with me 1 second here, guys. Let me just open this up here. All right, let me go to this one. So just I'll talk while I'm kind of finding this particular slide. But the peppers on this particular farm weighed in at double what the other ones were. You know, and here, let me show you the slide here. I'll share that with you. And 1 second. Again, I'm just showing you different examples just so that you guys know that this is the legit thing and it works on all crops, like peppers. Okay, we went from berries, of fruit, and those types of things. You're thinking, okay, good, it works on fruit. I have peppers, I have tomatoes, I have other things. Well, this particular pepper increases yield by weight by 97%, and here you see why. The Kiminasi plant booster peppers, we took a sampling of about 45 individual peppers and we just broad sample and then we weighed them all and averaged them out. The Kiminasi peppers averaged at 35 grams per pepper, whereas the control peppers weighed at 22 grams, 21, 22 grams per pepper. And you see just visually the difference. You see how much thicker and heavier looking that the Kiminasi peppers are versus control. I mean, the control peppers look almost like they've been dried out in the sun a little bit because they're just not as dense as the other fruits. So and this particular farmer, by the way, increased his overall profitability by $17,000 per hectare. So again, doing the math, that's about $6,000 to $7,000 an acre. Now, a lot of people always ask me, "What's the price?" And they think, "Oh well, you know, because the price is the bottom line. What is the price?" And I'm going to ask you this question: what is this worth to you? What is this worth? If you could increase your top line revenue, your sales revenue by $10,000 per acre, how much would that be worth to you? How much would you want to exchange to achieve that? Okay. I mean, would you invest $1,000 an acre if you knew you were going to get 10,000 on the back end? Would you invest 5,000 an acre to know you were getting 10,000 on the back end? Or would you even invest 6 or 7,000 knowing you're going to get 10,000 on the back end? So those are the questions you really have to ask. And I'm just saying this not to scare you into thinking that our device is anywhere near $5,000 an acre, because it's not. It's much less expensive than that. And every system is custom designed for your irrigation system. So I would need information about your farm and your irrigation system and the field you want to install this on, and I can build you a custom quote for that. But I'm talking about numbers that are astronomical in terms of the return on investment. So I want you to look at this not as, hey, we have to spend some money on a new input. I want you to look at this as an investment on your farm, an investment on your garden, an investment in improving the longevity, sustainability, and profitability of your farm, because this is a product that just gets better over time. It's not something that's going to kill the soil or kill the earth or do anything damaging. It's actually rebuilding the soil and improving those factors over time. So we've come up with with a product that is producing phenomenal results, and I'm kind of excited about this because I want farmers to utilize this. I want you to see this on your farm. You know, if you're looking at this going, wow, I really want this, but I don't have that much money to spend right now, I'm going to say, let's get something going because the money you generate on even a trial kit, you get a 5 or 10 acre trial kit, and you could make enough money to pay for the whole rest of your farm. Just imagine that. Imagine saying, okay, if I invest a few thousand, a couple $100 or a few $1,000 or whatever that turns out to be for your farm, and you could make enough money, 30, 40, $50,000 or maybe even $100,000, and you can pay for the entire rest of your farm to be outfitted with our technology and still have a ton of money to take your wife out to dinner or buy that new truck you've been wanting or go fishing for a couple of weeks, whatever you want to spend your money on. That's the type of opportunity we have for you. And I want to emphasize that word a little bit here. It's opportunity. Okay. What I'm offering today is an opportunity to become part of the future of farming today and not have to wait till the future. You can wait 5 years, you can wait 10 years till everybody else is using it. Everybody else is already getting amazing results. And you're one of the last guys on the block to use this. And of course, you miss out on all that potential money. Or you can take money up on my offer and take the opportunity now to improve the farm and start making a lot of money now. If you're growing any type of specialty crop, I guarantee you're going to make a lot more money with Kimanasi Plant Booster. In fact, I guarantee that there's no way you can lose money with this because unlike the lottery, who never gives you your money back if your ticket doesn't win, we give you your money back if for some reason you don't make more money than the cost of our system. So if for some reason you're the one farmer out of 5,000, 50,000, 20,000 farms that doesn't see a result, then we'll give you your money back. We have no problem with that. In fact, I might feature you on our website as here's the first farmer that ever asked for their money back because they didn't see a result. The reality is farmers are getting amazing results, and we guarantee that the worst you can do, the worst you can possibly do, is to break even. But we don't have any farmers even breaking even. We have farmers getting twice their money back, 5x, 10x, even in some cases, as you saw here today, 40x return on investment. There's not a lot of products out there that can give you a 40 times return on your investment and guarantee that the worst you can do is get your money back if it doesn't work. Take me up on my offer and take advantage of this opportunity while you have it because this opportunity is not going to last forever, guys. At the end of the day, once we really start seeing farmers jumping on board with this, the cost of our system is going to go up. I can't hold this introductory price that we've had going on this year for eternity because I just can't afford to run a business when I'm going to have hundreds and even thousands of farmers jumping on board as more and more people see the results and they see that they have an opportunity to make a lot of money. So don't sleep on this, guys. Don't wait till next year. Don't wait till the following year. Don't wait till everybody on your in your city is using it. Pick up the phone and call me today at 727-324-6750. Let's work out the best solution for your farm so we can help you become part of the future of farming today. And every man, woman, and child on this planet is going to have healthier, better quality food to eat. That's all we got today, guys. Let me check the chat here. I don't see any questions here. So if you guys want to ask person questions, you can type them in the chat here. You can also fill out our request for a quote form here, which is also here in the comments. We would love to work with you one-on-one to get you the best price we can for your farm. And I want to help as many guys as I can. So don't wait. Take advantage of the opportunity while you have it. This is something like, imagine if you can go back 10 years and buy Bitcoin when it was like a few $100 and now it's 40,000. Well, that could be you, except you don't have to wait 10, 15 years. You can actually see those types of results even in your first year, as some of these farmers have. So give me a call today. Let's work out how we can improve your farm, and we'll talk again tomorrow for the future of farming today.